what are some of the challenges that you face within those first early years, like 2019, 2020, and how did you overcome them
Yep.
along with your team?
So so we actually were supposed to launch in 2020, but of course the pandemic and the thing, so we actually delayed our launch by over a year to 2021. So we officially didn't launch the company to the public into about the end of February 2021. That's when we went live. But behind the scene, there was just a ton of challenges. You know, we were self-funded for the first 2 years of our life. All the product development and all the costs adds up. And you know, since we were not producing a single product just yet, it could be very stressful when you are starting out on your own and wearing many hats. I think, and then with the pandemic, it did really like put it on another level. I would say supply chain, logistics, things you didn't think you would need to think about at such an early stage, you start to think about really early stage. And this is where like my IT training kicks into gear. And this is where then you go, okay, you need a cold site and a hot site. If you're in IT, you know what this means. You need A, B, and C, and D mitigation plan. So then you start to map it all out. And if you're not, and so that is actually the experience that I was able to gather and learn from in my corporate that translated very well into now. And this is why we did not feel the impact of the supply chain impact, just shipping costs really, but supply chain impact as all the other brands did. It's because we did really focus heavily on operational and infrastructure effectiveness as one of the core things that we have to build on before when we launch the brand, and we continue to fine tune it. I think some of the challenging is, as a young brand, no one knows about you. It's like holding a sign in World Times right in the middle of like New Year's Eve. Like nobody's gonna find you. So at first I had this idea, like I'm gonna launch and suddenly we're gonna be like millions of orders. Parents just gonna know about it. None of that does happen. When you are starting out, and it's actually easier to become an adopter versus a pioneer, because we consider ourselves a pioneer in the category. We have to educate. We spend an enormous amount of time, effort educating parents, new consumer about our brand and how to use our product and why it's so different. They don't get into they actually use it. So that all that time, effort spent, something you don't have to do if you're like making a shampoo and conditioner, knocking about anything about it. It just simply, there's not that heavy lifting that you have to do on your end. So some of those challenges that we worked on, and we deploy like multiple